Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro city government. I'm your host, Josh Johnson, and I'm happy to welcome back my wonderful co-host, Rosemary Blyman.
I am back after a little bout with COVID, but back and in good shape, recovered. Yeah, so happy to be here. You know, we're all still dealing with the effects of this pandemic, socially, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yes.
I mean, all the things. Education, though, it is such a big impact on education and kids. And we know that time away from school and other disruptions have challenged schools in a way we could have never anticipated. Teachers, staff, students, they're making adjustments nearly every day to keep their learning going. But the losses are really real. And in fact, we probably haven't even really felt them yet.
No.
I mean, not the true extent that they're going to happen. Well, Say Yes Guilford has been working with Guilford County Schools since the very beginning. I mean, we're talking March of 2020 to give extra support to every student who needs it. And Alexis Moore is here to tell us more about it. Hey, welcome.
Hey, Alexis.
Thank you. Glad
Welcome
to be
to the
here.
show.
Well, thank you for everything that you're doing
Oh,
to help our students, because this is so critical. Can you tell us
Absolutely.
about the tutoring that Say Yes Guilford is offering to students and has been?
Yeah, absolutely. So Say Yes Guilford offers a general virtual tutoring program for GCS elementary school students in grades K through 5. And what we do is we match those students to a community volunteer, a service learning student, or even a working professional to work on a variety of subjects 1 day, 1 hour per week. And so that match is taken care of all through us at Say Yes Guilford, and we just match folks up to get that extra learning in 1 day, 1 hour per week.
That's awesome. When did this start?
So this began right at the beginning of the pandemic. Say Yes
Okay.
Guilford pivoted very quickly because we noticed with students going back home and learning from home, we knew that there would be a lot of learning loss experienced. And so under our support services, we got this program together, and it's been running ever since.
And
Fantastic.
so how many students have taken advantage, are taking advantage, and what about volunteers? I mean, what has been the response?
Sure. So right now we have about 90 elementary school students enrolled in that program, working with about 70 to 75 tutors. So some tutors do have more than one student. And we actually have a very robust wait list. There's over 100 students on the
bet,
wait
of
list waiting
course.
to get a tutor right now.
I'm
so
sure, yes.
the response to this service and this opportunity has been very big and honestly over capacity,
Yeah.
more than we expected.
So, I mean, obviously the impact has been enormous, but kind of describe what the impact has been and what are students and parents saying about the tutoring?
Yeah, sure. So I can give you 3 perspectives actually
Okay,
with
yeah,
this program
yeah.
for over a year. The first side is the student side. These students are not learning in the same way that they're used to. They're not in the classroom. And so working with a tutor, someone sometimes who is close in age, that near peer sense, working with a high school student, they see a difference in their learning and how much they are learning, being able to complement that time that they're not being able to be in school. The second perspective is the parents. These parents love it. And of course, they see differences and changes in their students' grades and progress. And they're just so appreciative to have that extra opportunity to learn, even though it is after school. And lastly, from the tutor's perspective, these tutors are so appreciative to be able to help in this way
That's wonderful.
and assist students with learning. Meeting them where they are, essentially. And it really just is a fulfilling opportunity for our tutors to see that they're doing their part to combat the pandemic in a way.
Yeah, it's not just about the tutoring too. It's a mentor. It's a friendship
Absolutely.
relationship. I mean, all of this is important. It's seeing somebody who is close in their age, as you said, who maybe looks like them, who talks like them, maybe listens to the same kind of music, and they can relate. And I would think there's a whole lot of things going on here.
Right,
A lot of
right.
good happening.
I've been a tutor, and I will say the most exciting part is probably the rapport building. Students being home all day, you being that breath of fresh air to really just talk about their day and talk about things they like alongside learning, which is different sometimes for them.
Yeah, I would imagine there's a bit of a social component there
Yeah,
as well.
you need it.
Yeah, I mean, being at school also fills that role. So it's a huge challenge. I've got nothing but respect for the students and the tutors and the parents. I didn't do online classes until I was in college, and I struggled with it, and there was no pandemic.
Right. Yeah, I took a class in college. It was like Introduction to the World Wide Web.
Right.
And we were all like, whoa.
Well, these students are pros at everything. Google Hangouts, Zoom, they know how to do it all now.
Okay, so how can we help? What do you need right now from the community?
Absolutely. So we have two amazing opportunities for folks in the Guilford County community. Honestly, also in the surrounding area, since this is a virtual opportunity. The first is to become a tutor in our general virtual tutoring program, where we match you with a GCS student, grades K through 5, to work on a subject of their choice. That can be anything from math to reading to language arts to science. Again, 1 day, 1 hour per week. You would just have to register on our registration form, complete a background check, go through the steps to make sure that you're prepared to start tutoring, and you're good to go. And we make sure that you are tech ready and all that good stuff. So there's no need to worry there. The second opportunity we have is to become a HELPS tutor. The HELPS program is a program that we've partnered with the HELPS Education Fund on. And what that looks like is we are working with specific Guilford County schools to implement this program. We train those tutors in the program so that they're comfortable and can implement that reading program to the students. And that typically takes place between 7:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. based on the tutor's availability, I want to add. It's up to when you're available, and you're helping students with reading fluency and on that end. So we have two opportunities. Again, it's in a virtual space, so you can volunteer from anywhere, essentially, and also offer any time that you have available.
And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, I don't know if I'm capable of doing this. I mean, do I know enough? I mean, I think that's a legitimate concern. Like, do I have enough? Do I have enough knowledge to help with the math or the the reading comprehension?
Well, I do want to say, Rosemary, the good thing is we provide our tutors with a virtual tutoring manual for the general program, where we list resources that are online that have free games and activities in those 4 subject areas, to allow tutors to have that resource at their fingertips.
That's great.
And so it's not a lot of researching. I don't want to scare folks into thinking that they're becoming a full-on professor. But Say Yes Guilford, I think, does a really good job at making sure that you have all the resources and training on hand to make sure that these students get what they need.
She's saying even we can do this.
Even we can do this.
That's what she is saying.
Anyone from anywhere, which I think is great.
That's great. There's so much to love about this program, but what do you love about this program?
What I love the most is just seeing how appreciative our parents are in this community. It's one thing to implement this program and be a coordinator and do all the heavy lifting, but it's also very rewarding when you get that gratification and appreciation just in the most random places, email, text, phone call, just about how appreciative they are of this program and how much of a difference they are seeing in their student because Say Yes Guilford offered this service. I was once a HELPS tutor, and so I worked with a student 3 times a week, 15 minutes. And like I said earlier, that rapport building is special. She was able to see someone that looked like her, work with someone who cared, and that just does something to my soul. And I know all the other tutors feel it as well. That's so just seeing the difference that it's making, the impact that it's had, when there honestly aren't a lot of other opportunities like this, is just fulfilling and rewarding, and it's very special.
That's awesome.
You rock, Alexis.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
fantastic.
Thank you. That's great. And we should mention, I don't think we said this, but this is free. I mean, this
absolutely
is free.
That's the number one
no
thing.
No payment. There's no, you don't have to enter a credit card number. We don't ask for any of that. Yeah, it's just free.
Absolutely not. And I do want to let folks know if they want to reach out for the registration form, to hear more information about how they can get their student on the wait list, they can email us at tutoring1@sayyesguilford.org.
Awesome. Okay, and of course you can go to the website. It is sayyesguilford.org. You can find out everything you need to know about the tutoring, about volunteering, about you can find that email address if you forgot to write it down. Again, sayyesguilford.org. Alexis, thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to get this out to everyone.
Yes, we are too.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for everything that you're doing. And hats off again to all the students and parents who are
making it happen.
Yeah. You guys are awesome.
Every day. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank y'all.
Stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud.
That is it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13,
AT&T UVerse Channel 99,
and North State Channel 31.
GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website
at greensboro-nc.gov.